Late last year, Bethesda announced an upcoming story expansion for Fallout 76. Today, the public test server for the game went live with the new Skyline Valley region now added into Appalachia. If you want to avoid spoilers for the upcoming expansion, maybe skip this video. The Skyline Valley region exists at the southern end of the Savage Divide, where the edge of the map had nothing of interest going on. Now this once vibrant forested valley is playable to a certain degree. I say once vibrant because it no longer represents what it used to look like. I say to a certain degree because it is clearly only partially explorable, as certain interior buildings and cells are not available yet. Now I want to talk about the elephant in the sky, which is the eye of this mysterious storm. From what I've gathered from the various notes available to read, things were normal in the Skyline Valley. You had your settlers and raiders, you had a responder and Blue Ridge caravan presence, there's even a massive communist base in the region. Every faction was doing what they typically do, survive however they can. One day, the storm came out of nowhere and caused havoc. Centered above the Dark Hollow Manor in the middle of the region, this swirling storm leaves the sky a blood red and blocks sunlight, making it perpetually dark and cloudy. This caused the settlers and raiders to band together in order to survive. I bet you can guess how that turned out. Groups of people would do what they could to weather the storm, but they would all eventually die. Hey, that plot point sounds familiar. Not everyone is dead though, so don't worry about that. Clearly the storm had an effect on the region. The area around the manor is destroyed, and I wonder if this was caused by the storm, the occasional earthquake that occurs, or both. With the sky always dark and the barrage of lightning strikes, I imagine survival was much harder in the Skyline Valley once the storm appeared. Besides all this, there is another part to the story of this region, and that has to do with these new ghouls called Lost Dwellers. At first they look like scorched vault dwellers, but they are actually ghoulified. Some of them are even feral and behave like feral ghouls, with the exception that they blow up with an electric explosion when they die. These Lost Dwellers are from Vault 63, which is a vault in the region. I don't want to say too much more about this new breed of ghouls, but the few clues from their dialogue, the public event, and the boss event, Neurological Warfare, all point to Vault 63's experiment and its connection to the storm. The name of the boss event alone gives you an idea as to what is going on. The Lost Dwellers speak like the Scorched with difficulty, and like the Mothman cultists, almost worshipping the storm. There is definitely something crazy going on in the Skyline Valley, and it has everything to do with Vault 76, its experiment, the Lost Dwellers, and the storm casting a perpetual shadow over Northern Virginia. Overall, my first impressions are, wow. The aesthetic of a dark, gloomy forest that feels haunted but isn't is very fun to explore. While I was initially upset by the size of the region, only about the size of the Toxic Valley, it is stuffed with some interesting places as well as stories and notes to find. I'm very pleased with what I've seen so far and very excited for what this upcoming expansion has to offer. If you want to see more videos like this for Fallout 76, make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so I can keep making them.